Think you know scary roads? Think again. Because the asphalt you're about to witness isn't just cracked, it's broken. Broken by something old, something hungry, something that whispers your name on the wind. Tonight, we're not telling a story. We're holding up a warning sign. A flashing red light on a map the world tried to erase. We're venturing down paths where the silence screams louder than any monster, where the darkness isn't empty, and where the road itself might just be alive. Welcome to the kind of drive that burrows under your skin and stays there. Imagine a ribbon of cracked asphalt, 8 miles swallowed by the dense, ancient forests of West Virginia. Locals in hushed tones call it Devil's Spine. No comforting glow of streetlights pierces the oppressive canopy. No reassuring ping of a cell tower. Just you, the blacktop, and the relentless, watchful woods. But the real terror of the Devil's Spine isn't the isolation. It's the erasure. People vanish on this road. Not just go missing, vanish. As if the very air absorbed them. It started back in the grainy, black and white days of 1957. A young couple, giddy after a town dance, never made it home. Their car was found, doors ajar, engine idling, a ghostly lullaby in the silence. But the lovers? Gone. 60 years crawled by, each marked by a chillingly similar event. 27 souls swallowed by those 8 miles. Always at night. Always within a cursed 2-mile stretch between mile markers 3 and 5. The pattern became a grim legend, a local nightmare whispered around crackling fires. Old Man Corbin, local legend, interview clip, slightly grainy, authentic feel. They say that curve, right there at marker 4, that's a thin spot. You stop your engine, kill your lights, and you listen. You don't hear the wind in the trees. You hear grief. Raw, tearing grief. Not from the woods. Mind you, it's like the road itself is bleeding that sound. The story clung to the Devil's Spine like the moss on its ancient trees. A witch, they said, hanged centuries ago by the first settlers, her dying breath a curse woven into the very fabric of the land. A malevolent spirit forever tethered to that lonely stretch, claiming those who dared to trespass after darkness fell. Superstition? Maybe. But 27 disappearances are a heavy weight for folklore to carry alone. Fast forward to 2019. The digital age had birthed a new breed of explorer, the urban adventurer, the ghost hunter armed with high-definition cameras and a thirst for the unseen. 4 such souls, riding the wave of online popularity, decided to challenge the legend. Their YouTube channel, Beyond the Veil, had a dedicated following hungry for genuine scares. There was Ben, the pragmatic leader, always behind the wheel. Sarah, the sharp-witted skeptic, grounding their often eerie investigations with logic. Jules, the wide-eyed believer, her heart a compass pointing towards the paranormal. And Mark, the quiet observer, his camera lens their collective third eye. The headlights cut through the inky blackness. The beam bounces off the cracked asphalt. Ben, calmly driving. All right, team, comms check. Everyone seeing this atmospheric beauty? Sarah, scrolling on her phone, a hint of amusement in her voice. Atmospheric? Ben, it's just a dark road in the middle of nowhere. My phone has 0 bars. Thrilling. Jules leaning forward, eyes wide. But think about it. 27 people vanished. Right here. Mark, adjusting his camera, a low hum of the recording. Just documenting the facts, Jules. If there are any. They passed the first mile marker, a rusted sign barely visible in the headlight glare. Sarah. See? Just a road. Boring with a capital B. Ben. Patience, skeptic. We haven't even hit the sweet spot yet. Marker 4 is where the party supposedly starts. They continue driving. The forest grows denser, the trees pressing in on either side of the narrow road like grasping fingers. The air inside the car seems to thicken, a subtle drop in temperature despite the summer night. Static hisses from the radio, a discordant symphony in the darkness. Sarah uneasily. Okay, it does feel a little off, like the road's breathing or something. Stupid, I know. Jules whispering. It's watching us. I can feel it. They round a bend. The next sign flickers into view, mile marker 4. Ben. All right, folks. Showtime. Just past marker 4.2, the dashcam footage flickers violently. A fleeting, indistinct shape, tall and impossibly thin, darts across the beam of their headlights. Mark, voice tight with sudden fear. Did you all see that? Ben, gripping the steering wheel, a tremor in his voice. Stay calm. Just stay calm. Keep driving. They continue driving. The forest grows denser, the trees pressing in on either side of the narrow road like grasping fingers. The air inside the car seems to thicken, a subtle drop in temperature despite the summer night. Static hisses from the radio, a discordant symphony in the darkness. Sarah uneasily. Okay, it does feel a little off, like the road's breathing or something. Stupid, I know. Jules whispering. It's watching us. I can feel it. They round a bend. The next sign flickers into view, mile marker 4. Ben. All right, folks. Showtime. Just past marker 4.2. The dashcam footage flickers violently. A fleeting, indistinct shape, tall and impossibly thin, darts across the beam of their headlights. Mark, voice tight with sudden fear. Did you all see that? Ben, gripping the steering wheel, a tremor in his voice. Stay calm. Just stay calm. Keep driving. Ben, yelling, scrambling out of the car. Sarah. Mark, his voice a strained whisper. What is she looking at? Why isn't she moving? Ben cautiously approaches Sarah, his flashlight beam fixed on her back. Mark and Jules follow, their fear a tangible presence in the night air. As they draw closer, Sarah's head begins to turn. Not with the fluid motion of a human. It rotates slowly, jerkily, like a porcelain doll being manipulated by unseen hands. Her mouth opens, a black void in the pale moonlight. But the sound that emanates isn't her voice. It's a raw, grating static, punctuated by a high-pitched, modulated scream that sounds like a broken radio signal bleeding into a whale's mournful cry. The sound vibrates in their chests, a primal terror that bypasses their minds and goes straight for their deepest instincts. The car battery completely dies, plunging them into darkness again. Ben, in a desperate act, plunges into the woods after Sarah, his flashlight beam swallowed by the trees. His screams quickly fade into the night. Mark and Jules stumble back to the car, their faces illuminated by the flickering screen of Mark's camera. They try to drive, but the road behind them isn't there anymore. The dashcam footage shows only dense trees where the asphalt had been moments before. The GPS on their phones flickers erratically, insisting they are still on the road, but their headlights reveal only an impassable wall of foliage. Jules is terrified, tearful pleas into the camera, her voice cracking with disbelief. The GPS, it says we're on the road, but it's just trees. Where did the road go? When the first rays of dawn finally clawed their way through the dense canopy, only Mark stumbled back to the edge of town, his clothes torn, his eyes vacant. The encrypted memory drive containing the dashcam footage and Mark's handheld recordings was later found buried near the abandoned car. Mark was immediately hospitalized, his mind shattered. He never spoke a coherent word about the horrors he witnessed on the Devil's Spine. The analysis of the recovered audio is disturbing. The frequency range of Sarah's vocalization is demonstrably non-human. It's layered, almost like multiple distinct voices interwoven. And the spectral analysis of the waveform, it's unsettlingly similar to the deep, echoing calls of certain deep-sea cetaceans. A biological impossibility, given their location. Frame-by-frame examination of the full 36 minutes of recovered footage revealed another layer of chilling detail. A shadowy figure, impossibly tall and gaunt, is visible in 14 distinct instances. Always lurking just behind a tree, always at the very edge of the light. Watching, waiting, and then there's the single frame, less than a fraction of a second, caught on Mark's handheld camera as he approached Sarah in the woods. Her eyes, they aren't reflecting the flashlight beam. They are glowing, pure, unadulterated white. From within, experts in various fields have offered theories, from mass hysteria to undiscovered geological anomalies. But none provide a satisfactory explanation for the disappearances, the impossible sounds, the vanishing road, or the glowing eyes. The legend of the Devil's Spine only deepens with each unanswered question. And this terrifying phenomenon isn't confined to the forgotten corners of West Virginia. Across the globe, similar roads whisper their own tales of dread. In Romania's shadowy Hoya forest, drivers on a specific stretch report an unnerving, disembodied weeping of women emanating from the dense fog. In the desolate landscapes of rural Scotland, a phantom hitchhiker is said to materialize in the passenger seat, only to vanish without a trace by the time the car reaches the 5th-mile marker. And in France, the winding D618, ominously nicknamed the Devil's Curve, has witnessed over 100 inexplicable single-car crashes in perfect driving conditions, leaving behind only wreckage and unanswered questions. These cursed paths, scattered across continents, share a disturbing trifecta: a long and often violent history of tragedy etched into the land, a stark absence of modern infrastructure, leaving them vulnerable to the unseen, and documented instances of unexplainable phenomena caught on camera or witnessed by terrified travelers. Is there something ancient, something primal, tethered to these routes? Are they unknowingly traversing ley lines, invisible pathways of earth energy, now twisted and corrupted? Is the very soil beneath these roads somehow cursed, saturated with the echoes of past suffering? Or is it something else entirely, something patient, something that simply waits for the unwary to stray from the well-lit highways and some roads are merely conduits, paths to a destination. But others feel like rituals carved in asphalt, and every vehicle that traverses them, especially under the cloak of night, might just be an unwitting participant in an ancient, unknowable offering. So, the next time you find yourself on a lonely, unlit road late at night, take a moment. Check your rearview mirror. If the road behind you seems different, if the trees on either side feel a little too close, a little too watchful, you might have taken a wrong turn. And some wrong turns have no return. The devil's spine is real. Locals still refuse to drive it after dark. Would you dare? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, some roads don't just lead somewhere. They take you,